Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a couple strange leaks to get into. We have a weird Pokemon leak, we have an update about the Switch 2 and maybe a release window, and we actually might have a look at the console. So let's go and get right into this video. So I've been saying, as we get closer to that reveal or that announcement, news is going to be coming out left and right, and that seems to be the case. I have so much leaks to go over that I truly can't even put it in one video. So we'll have a bunch of leaks to cover today and tomorrow. Before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, it would truly mean the world to me. Let's go and get right into this video. So if you had to ask me how I feel about video games, and I guess anime too, being adapted into live action, I would probably say I don't really care for it. I'm not saying it can't work, but 99% of the time, that's just the case. Like, look at the Borderlands movie, for instance. I love Borderlands as a series. The very moment that it popped up that they were making a movie or a show or whatever it was to begin with, I was like, yeah, I don't care about that. And I knew I wasn't going to go watch it. And now that it came out, it's horrible. My favorite anime of all time is Cowboy Bebop. I've rewatched the show probably 5 or 6 times. The moment they announced that there's a live action version, I wanted nothing to do with it. And then that was horrible. And you can really take your pick from anime and games that get adapted to live action. There are some of them that do work, like The Last of Us is an amazing series. But what about Pokemon? I've seen the Detective Pikachu movie, and I had never played the games or anything, but I seen the movie and I thought it was pretty good and the animations were pretty cool. But what about a live action series? Not just a one-off thing, multiple episodes. How will that play out? And is that even a possibility to come into fruition? So we have a leak coming from Daniel RPK. A Pokemon live-action series with Red as a protagonist is in development at Netflix. So there's a couple keywords right there, but a bit of new information. The scooper also claimed the series protagonist would be neither Ash Ketchum nor an original character, but rather the original trainer himself, Red. So a few keywords. We have a live-action series. They're using Red instead of Ash Ketchum or an original character, and Netflix is developing it. The Detective Pikachu movie worked, but I don't know how I feel about a series. I know Netflix did the One Piece series, and I'm pretty sure that was pretty highly praised. Pokemon look cute in games and in the anime. There was a couple times in the Detective Pikachu movie where I was like, that's very unsettling. I think news initially for this came out all the way back in 2021, so there's a good chance this could pop up sooner than later. We'll probably have a Pokemon presentation near the end of the month, so maybe this will get shown off there. Me myself, I don't think I'll be a fan of this. And for the time being, I'm going to say this is probably not a good idea, but I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know down below. So let's get into some Switch 2 news. When is this console coming out? Because it seems like every week it's either getting delayed, or it's getting pushed up, or it's coming right on time. It's coming this fiscal year, or it's coming next fiscal year. Christopher Dring from GameIndustry.biz, developers are being told not to expect the Switch 2 to launch this fiscal year. The second one is that no developer I've spoken to expects it to launch this financial year, but I think they mean this fiscal year. In fact, they've been told not to expect it in this financial year. A bunch of people I spoke to hope it's out in April-May time, still early next year, not late. This would rule out the Switch 2 following the same release schedule as the original, since the original launched in March. If this rumor is true, then the Switch 2 will launch in April, if not later. What makes the most sense at this point? Do they follow the same pattern and launch in March, like the Switch? Do they wait a little bit later to around May, when summer's hitting and all the kids around the world are on summer break and have time to play this console? Do they wait till next holiday season? If you're asking me, I still think it gets announced next month or revealed, and pre-orders happen in December and it launches March. I just don't see why they wouldn't do that, especially when the Switch sales are starting to fall drastically. They had all these goals for the Switch. They either delay it and then kind of force these sales numbers, or they say, you know what, let's just do some price drops, some bundles, make people buy some consoles, and let's get into this next generation. Because at this point, I've played almost every single thing I want to play on my Switch. I'm just buying a couple games on sale that I missed, or maybe some retro stuff, but I've been playing my PS5 a lot more than my Switch. And who's to say when the Switch 2 comes out, it'll be something spectacular? I mean, it needs to be groundbreaking, right? Well, maybe we actually have a look at this console today. So we have a patent to go over, and the date this was published was August 13th, which is the day I'm recording this video. So they have the inventor right here, Mizuguchi Yuki, and I always look up the inventors to see what else they worked on. I looked up their name, and I found stuff related to gaming. It doesn't look like they were actually like inventors, maybe game producers or developers. Ninja Gaiden, Fatal Frame, Dead or Alive 4. So maybe this isn't the right person, maybe they just have the same name. But when we actually look at this, we have the controller, information processing apparatus, which would probably be the console, I'm assuming, and then the actual display. So the controller works some stuff in here, and then you display whatever the controller is controlling. Controller is controlling. That makes sense. And look at this thing. It looks so weird. It almost looks like a hybrid between the 3DS thumbstick and the Switch thumbstick. Because I really liked how the 3DS thumbstick just moved around. Like, I liked the motion of it, but it would have always been better if it was raised up more. But obviously with the clamshell design, that's impossible. And here's a couple more looks at it, and then I think they have some actual motion of it right here. Not only can it move like left and right, like the 3DS controller will, it can tilt down, which I'm not sure if I like that. Because I could see that snapping off may be easy, but I don't know. Time will tell, right? And then here's some more inner workings of it, so feel free to pause this video and look at this more if you would like. But yeah, I'm curious of how this all works. It's always strange when they have these patterns and they turn one sideways out of nowhere. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Greater than or equal to threshold, and then low or high. I'm really curious how this will all play out. Like, the Joy-Con is fine, but even though I guess they're good enough quality, I always feel like that's where the Switch lacks at. The Joy-Cons feel like work went into them, but they just feel like they could just snap off so easy, like they just move so much. And then just the way they move, they always feel so light. I always wish they were a little bit more sturdy. I've never had a Steam Deck, and I've never even actually held one, but the thumbsticks on the Steam Deck look like they're just made from such great quality. I don't know if this would be a step up or a step down from the Switch. Like I previously said, it just looks like a mixture or a hybrid of the 3DS thumbstick and the Switch thumbstick, except instead of going left and right, it can go this way and that way. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about all this information? Like I said at the beginning of this video, I have so many more leaks to cover for Switch 2 games and a bunch of other Switch 2 stuff that I just couldn't put all in this video. So that will be in tomorrow's video. So down below, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you could. Thank you for bearing with me. I still have stitches in my mouth. This pain is still insane. Like the worst pain I think I've ever felt. I can't talk as loud as I would like. I can't pronounce words correctly. So thank you for bearing with me. But you guys know me. I'll see you soon with a new video. Peace out.